Hello, everyone. This time in the Cloud Solution Architect Career Series, we'll talk about learning aspect to it, technology learning or upgrading in terms of what technology you need to work on. Now, many of us come with certain knowledge and background, and that is important to get into this role because you need to fit well as per the requirement of this role. And that requirement may change depending on the organization and the team you work for. So, but during the whole journey within this career, you need to constantly keep learning new things because technology is probably changing faster than ever now. Now, at this time, to keep up with what is happening, depending on where you work for and what you work for, is so important. You can't stop yourself from learning new things. If your project and the team you're working for is working on certain technology where they need help, and if you deny or decline to learn those new things, then you might need to be replaced. So you need to always remember that to keep up with this role, you need to learn new things. And with learning, the unlearn comes automatically. That's I wanted to highlight that. I started my career with a um, Visual Basic, SQL Server, Oracle, sometimes a little bit of Java kind of developer. But today, I don't work on most of these technologies. I don't have to because there is no such project which is still working on Visual Basic. But when I started my career, it was at its peak. Everybody wanted to create a desktop application used Visual Basic. Okay, so I started at that point in time, and I had pretty good skill set around that. And if I, let's say, stick myself to only those and don't learn .NET or the newer way of building desktop applications, probably I'll become obsolete. Now I cannot continue as a cloud solution architect. I may move into some other different kind of role where there is no hands-on experience required. Absolutely fine. But if you want to stay in cloud solution architect, learning technology a bit deeper than just knowing that it exists is absolutely important. But what we must focus on is so important, and that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now, when I talk about learning technology, you need to adopt early. Whenever there is something new coming up, and you, based on your experience and the focus you make on those areas, you keep following up. Right? There are many different ways to understand how industry is moving towards. A couple of years ago, there was a huge demand on the DevOps technologies. Now, if you have followed those recent articles at that point in time, the guidelines, there were certain kind of technologies identified for the DevOps because DevOps is no one just not just one technology, it's a process, right? It's a method, but it needs a lot of tools and technologies. And if you, let's say, follow those kind of conversations, it becomes easier for you to pick up what is important. Now, there are companies who do annual report on technology radar. One of them is ThoughtWorks. So if you type today in the search engine called ThoughtWorks Technology Radar, you will find that they will have suggestions around their experience talking to customers, talking to many different companies. What are the technology they need to focus? They need to work, they need to prioritize, deprioritize, even they say that what technology you need to forget. Okay. So it is absolutely important you follow something like that to get an idea because we don't work on everything available today. It's not possible. So let's leverage somebody else's experience, read it from there, and then focus towards what is important to us. Now, the next thing is about learning is certification. A lot of people don't believe in certification. I personally believe in certification because certification allows you to go on a curriculum based model. When you go follow a curriculum based model, just remember your school days and college days. You had a syllabus and you had to finish it in a year. That was the target given, right? And you had many different subjects. Now, if you don't read like that, it becomes like a hobby. So you start today something and then you forget tomorrow, you come back after 15 days. So there is no continuation. And you will not be able to touch all the important areas which is important for, let's say, applying or deploying that solution. Hmm? So certification gives you that capability to focus on an area and go in a very guided manner. That is why I like that. Even if I fail on certification, I still learn a lot by preparing for that certification. So that is why I target a certification, go by the curriculum. If my project is something which is coming in the future and I need to get prepared for that, when the project is on, I have the full hands on, then I am probably on certain areas very deep, certain areas I don't know. But still, again, certification is so important at that point in time because there are not every services or every features within a services will be used in a project, right? So you might discard some feature which you'll probably never look into it, but if you do certification, you'll get an opportunity to work on those things. Now, the last but not the least is about learning, is about focusing on a area of expertise. Now, there are areas like broadly categorized today, like application development, DevOps, infrastructure, data analysis, and then you have your business solutions, where you have people helping deploying into the cloud. So, where do you belong in this journey? Is where you need to mostly focus on follow along. The rest all are important, but having to know that they exist is more than enough for you to know. You don't need to do hands on. For example, I work on applications and application deployment. I don't need to do a lot of hands on in the big data space. I'll bring in my SME colleague to do that, but I know that it exists is also an important. So I need to be aware of that, but don't need to go into them very in depth, just like I do with application and its related stuff. So with this, thank you very much, and you have a wonderful day.